Welcome to Monkey and Frank. My name is Do and my body is Dom. And today I want to talk about my dreams yesterday. They were different. They were cool. Cool. I didn't really understand them, but so the first one is like I was doing a race, a parkour race, and I was racing against a spirit, and it felt like my soul almost. And it was weird because I was afraid of it a little bit, but not. It was like I didn't want to lose almost. So what I was doing is I would run and through the parkour, and I could feel like my spirit catching up to me, and then it would reset. And then I would do the exact same thing, and I knew that I would reset. And that was weird. And I would just start running again, do the parkour, jump here, crouch here, whatever. And every time that I reset, the spirit or my soul would get closer and closer. And it was kind of like merging into me as I was running forward into whatever, like the parkour. And it was like a movie, when you get to the end and it just resets right away. Edge of Tomorrow, like how you wake up. It felt like that. It's like it would jump back to the beginning, and I knew that I would have to do it again, and I knew that every time I did it, the spirit of the soul would get closer and closer, which was weird. So that was that first dream. The second dream was, again, an odd one. Have you guys ever had a dream where you dream about like somebody else? It's like you're watching somebody else doing something and you're following his journey. So it was like I was in Spain. It felt like Spain or Spartan like kind of area, and it was a gladiator it was a gladiator because I knew it was like a place where that person would fight. So I saw him fighting. He was fighting with a sword, or sometimes he was fighting with his fist, but he was fighting other people, and it was for the enjoyment of other people. Now, it was violent. Like I could see that it was really, really violent, right? They would fight. I don't know, I didn't see anybody die, but they would really, really fight. And I would see this guy kind of talking about how important it is to have this tradition to practice and to fight. And he was, I don't know if he was doing it every day or he was doing it anyways, in my dream I was just following this guy, and he would kind of do a little bit of parkour. And so I just got bothered by my cat again. So annoying that I get frustrated at that. Let's do a little bit of shame resilience before I continue. I have shame. I feel like I get angry because I've got like a fucking brain disease. When I was young, I used to do headbanging with my friends or whatever. And I remember like after a crazy session of headbanging, like at the dance on Fridays at the arena, like my head would hurt hardcore, and like my brain. And now as an adult, I realize like doing that is the worst thing you can do for your brain. But I was such an idiot back then. I didn't know nothing, and now I feel like I'm paying the cost. And I was talking about that with my wife. I'm like, sometimes I get angry out of the blue for no fucking reason, and I'm looking at it, and I can feel my brain hurting, getting hot, like right in the frontal lobe area. And I'm wondering if I caused like damage. And that's where, I am getting calmer and calmer, but that's where the Wim Hof breathing has been doing a lot of fucking awesome work. So if you do have brain damage, Wim Hof breathing for the win. Like, I shouldn't have gotten angry at my cat. Like, he's so cute. He was bothering me as I was recording. He was making noise. I was concentrating me. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry for saying that. Anyways, so this Spartan dude was fighting, and I was seeing it from like as if I was floating, as if I was following him everywhere, and he was talking to strangers, and I don't even know if he knew I was there, but Um, yeah, he was just so adamant. And what I felt about him is like, it's like he was a beginner and he was all a lot about it, like as if he was a fanatic about this sport that he got into. Like his physique was good, like he was strong and everything, but his face looked like a loser. Like I felt like I felt like he was a loser. Um, and but he was good at it, and he knew what he was talking about, and he was really, passionate about that sport. But at the same time, I was like, I don't know, I've had the feeling like he was trying too hard to prove, his point of view or whatever. And then as the dream continued, it was going here and there. It kind of separated, where now I was myself, and he went off, and I was with a group of friends, and we went down this dock. And as we went down, I saw this guy. He had a gun in his head, and he was pointing it at his own head, and like he wanted to kill himself. And I've never experienced a dream like that. So as we were walking towards him, he was like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And poof, he kills himself. And it caught me off guard. Like in my dream, I was like, not that I knew that it was a dream, but I'm like, holy shit, he just killed himself. Like he pulled the trigger, and I saw his gun was at his temple, and he shot himself. And he dropped, like he was on a ramp. And now it's going up. And when I saw that, I was like, holy shit. And I knew that we were in Spain, and I don't live there. And some people was like, oh, we should call the ambulance. What should we do? I'm like, well, do 911. I'm sure it's going to work on your phone. I think 911 works like across the world. And they're like, yeah, good idea. And they called 911, and then in my awareness, I was confused by what just had happened. Like the idea that a man just killed himself, and it was weird. Like he was bloodied in his face, and he was wearing like a white shirt and white pants. And after he shot himself, he kind of dropped, and then the dream switched back to the Spartan guy. Well, not the Spartan guy, but the Spartan sport, like the gladiator sport thing. And I was like, how does that work? How did they, like, why was I thinking, like, where's that guy, kind of almost? And then I saw where we were all in a circus, and I could see those gladiators fighting on sand. And on top of fighting, they were doing kind of gymnastic, and they were really putting on a show for the spectators, as if the entire sport was violent. Like they were punching each other, but they were really making it as if like it was a wrestling, the WWE, where it's real but it's not real at the same time. And as they were doing these things on sand, the parkour kept kind of crumbling down, and the more difficult the task that they would do, the better the audience would clap and cheer for them. And yeah, so I could see them kind of doing their things. But it was weird because I had the awareness of, when I ask a question in my dream, it's almost like my dream would switch and go and show me exactly why and what I was seeing. But I guess I'm still not at the point of asking like the right questions, because I'm still unaware that I'm in a dream. So I'm looking forward of waking up and having my next lucid dreams, and really asking the questions, why am I seeing this? Or can you show me something? Like to ask a question. Yeah, might as well talk about it right now, because I want to have the questions ready for when I wake up in the dream, when I have the lucid dream. One of the questions is like, can you heal me from here, or can I be healed from here? So let's say I wake up and I'm in a dream and I feel myself opening up my eyes. I want my first thing to be like, Mother, are you there? That would be cool. Yeah. Mother, are you there? And then see what happened. So I'm going to set that as an intention. When I wake up, Mother, are you there? And why am I seeing this? Yeah, I'm going to have to work on that. I'm kind of drawing a blank. on what to ask to really do the work on the other side, because dreaming is really a form of psychedelic, and it's really helping me stay sober off of cannabis, because I'm excited. Like even last night when I woke up from my dreams, they were so vivid that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna remember this, I remember that. And of course I only remembered the two of them, the Spartan kind of tradition thing and the guy killing himself. And then I forgot, oh, the race with my spirit. But I know there was more. There was like two more that were so relevant. So I'm gonna really have to pay attention. Again, Dom, you got this. If you wake up, really write your notes in the middle of the night so that you can remember and tell your story. Because dreams are so exciting. So exciting. And about that, being sober. To be sober in COVID time is depressing. Like it feels like and having children, like I'm always alone and you can't really do anything with your partner because one has to stay home, right? So you can't go out and walk in the woods and let go, because I'm a outdoorsy type of guy. If there's anything that I love is going walking in the woods, with my walking stick. And when I used to have a dog, it used to be very enjoyable. Like it was like kind of a thing that I would do every day. But now with the children and I have no dog, it's hard to really connect with my significant other. And we're talking about that. Like I miss connecting with her. I feel as I'm getting more and more separated from my friends, from my loved one, and I'm going in a state of depression again. Now I am sober and I'm going to continue being sober, but the thought of smoking cannabis is coming up more often because I want spirituality. I want to escape. I don't want to look at these feelings of boredom. Like to be bored is the worst thing in the world. And I've been disliking being bored and turning to TV because there's nothing to watch. I don't want to watch anything. I want to be psychedelics. I want to smoke weed and go and just think and be with mother and the plant medicine and getting like knowledge left, right, and center coming in, and the feeling of expansion. When you really smoke weed and you close your eyes, it's like, oh, it expands. Like being here and now with silent mind. At the beginning, it was so powerful, but now that I'm doing it all the time, it's losing its power of amazement. Like, okay, yeah, I don't think of the future. I don't think of the past. I am here with my feelings, so I'm always in presence where I'm thinking of my feelings, from head to toe, my chest opening. And I'm like, this is boring. Like, it's back to being boring. And it's fucking weird. Like, a lot of, being spiritual or getting some big haha moments, they last for a little bit until you're hungry for the next one and the next one. And so now I'm kind of looking for those in my dreams, or maybe I need to look more of when I get frustrated and angry. But fuck, I hate that state. Like even now thinking about it makes me want to yawn. Like that was a purge. That was a serious purge. And I don't even know what I just purged, but fuck anger. Like I hate anger, and that's so paradoxical, and it's so hypocritical to say I hate anger. I'm such a hypocrite for saying that. And as well, I was thinking about that a lot. I've been really noticing on what am I hard on when it comes to my children. And one thing is with my daughter, I tell her, like when it comes to wants, oh, I want this, I'm like, hey, ask a question. Your wants are going to bring you down. Every time that you want something, I can see that you get upset. And I'm trying to really teach something in her so that she can turn it around, because I notice it in myself. Every time that I want something, I get so angry. If anybody distracts me, like my cat, a perfect example, I want to record this, and my cat comes in, does any type of little noise, boom, I get angry. And my daughter, when she wants something, and then like one of the crazy thing, so the other day she wanted to spend time with me, and are we going to be able to spend time together after we're done dinner or something like that? And before I had the chance to answer, my son, which is only 2, like he's only 2, he says no. Like, he says no to everything. Like, he's a no kind of type of person right now. And she she started to cry. Ezra just said no, like, we're not going to be able to spend time together. I'm like, whoa, relax. Like, he's just 2. Like, I don't even know if he knew what he was saying, or maybe if he did, like, I don't know, like, that's a jerk move on him, but it's hard to blame him. He doesn't even talk. He only says no, mommy, or like me when he wants something. And then I was like, Dahlia, did you notice, like, when you want something and then somebody else either blocks you from having that, you explode. And again, I should really say Daddy does that too, but I don't want to do that because I want her to. And then I'm like, I really want you to work on, when you feel those type of emotions where you feel like something's obstructing you, try to turn it into a question to see, like, can we, like, re-ask a question, let me answer, or I don't know, like, I'm just bouncing ideas on this podcast, but I'm such a hypocrite. I would love for her to not be like me. Fuck that. Like, I was talking to my wife about that. Like, I so don't want my children to be like me. Like, I feel such like a mess, like an adult mess. Like, I can't, not that I can't, like, I'm getting so much, I'm getting better and better. I'm flustered right now. I'm getting better and better. I see the difference of who I was compared to who I am, and I know that tomorrow is going to be better and better. But still, I get flustered, and it's like I want to stop. So I just did it again. I want. Mother, can you give me the tools to learn how to breathe properly when I get flustered instead of exploding? So today I come downstairs and I see that my wife had opened up the window, and I'm growing my beautiful cannabis plant, and the cold would make it go into flowering, and I told her that yesterday, like, it's really hard to keep the temperature level right now because I had to break down my tent because I'm selling the house, so I'm using heat pads and the light, but she had the window wide open and it was like 8 degrees outside, so I'm like, fuck. And then I go out upstairs and I'm like, babe, can you make sure that the windows are closed, like I told you yesterday about my plant? And right away, when she saw that I was angry, she's like, whoa, talk to me properly before asking me anything. Like, she totally shut me down and like, go fuck yourself. But that was kind of the wrong thing at the moment because the windows were fucking wide open, and I should have just went and closed them, but I felt angry, and that brought me so much shame and disappointment today that not that it brought me down, but it is bringing me down tonight, because I could be better. I could be so much better if I could just turn to the breath or turn to whatever, Yes, I want this beautiful plant to grow. Yes, I want. But goddamn, stop being a 4-year-old child. Like, fucking grow, dude. You can do so much better. God. Right? God, help me, God. Instead of saying God in a bad way. Even my language. Like, I need to tighten up those words. I need to need. Again, need. We need, want, should, could, would. Like, fuck. That's the human experience. You're always living those should, could, can. And I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to be zen. But even Ram Dass, when I listen to his interviews in his podcast, he talks about how he still gets caught here and there. As much as you become spiritual or wise or, a leader in the field, You do mistakes, period. Period. Nobody is perfect, and that's the point. But it's so frustrating, and anger seems to be such a big part of my life. Oh boy, what are we gonna do, Dom? What are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna continue to do the work. We're gonna continue to grow. Listen to your dreams, and be silent mind, be here and now. And you're getting the tools even as you're speaking, like listening to Ram Dass once in a while. You know, I need to put that in my schedule. Listen to Ram Dass once a week, then listen to Moji once a week, and meditate at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, which I did today. So it was nice. But even if you don't do it daily, like have a weekly schedule and try to cross off a list or something. But Ram Dass, I'm coming back to you, my friend. Every time I listen to you, you make me feel normal, or as if the journey is worth it. Because you make me believe, like, truly there is something after death. And when I'm in the muck, and when I feel like life is dark and it's sticky and it's gross, I lose the ability to believe, to have faith. And it's good that I'm saying it out loud, recognizing that happens when you're sad, that happens when you're pissed off, that it feels like you lose your spirituality, like I was losing it in the last few days. I still feel like I'm losing it because I'm feeling muck. But good. Feels better. Love you guys. And thank you for listening. If anybody's listening. Seriously. I love you guys.